afternoon. How are you? Let's try that again. Good afternoon. Who are you? Let's say you only have 10 seconds to answer. What would you say? I am sure most of you would say, oh, I am a student, a teacher, a mother, a lawyer. I am Indian, British, Armenian. But is that all you are? Our past, our labels, our experiences all define us. But should they bind us? As an ardent fan of William Shakespeare's works, I have always been intrigued by the strong female lead. Portia from The Merchant of Venice is one such example. She was never bound by her labels. Portia was seen as the Lady of Belmont, a mere prize to be won by a casket. But what she became, a disguised advocate, a voice for mercy, is something no one, not even she, could have predicted. I think Portia was in a transitional phase when she set out to help her husband and his friend. Victor Turner, an anthropologist, explained this transitional phase and called it liminality back in the 1960s. A liminal space is essentially when an individual is no longer who they were, but not yet who they will be. Adolescence, moving country, switching careers, even grief all put us in these liminal states. Looking back just a few years, I experienced a liminal space of my own. As we know, when the pandemic hit, the world fell into chaos and uncertainty. Little did I know that during this time, while I was being just a teenager, I was also becoming a compassionate citizen. What did this look like? You see, I found myself picking up a paintbrush. It began as a way to cope, to quieten the chaos around me. And I created a series of 10 paintings titled Serendipity. At the same time, my keen love for animals made me realize the plight they were under. You see, in India, my country, it is quite common to feed stray dogs, but when everyone was in lockdown, there were no Samaritans to feed them, to care for them, to love them. And while I don't have a dog of my own, I felt responsible for these dogs around me, the ones suffering. Enter serendipity. I sold my paintings and donated the proceeds to an animal rescue shelter to help these dogs. What started out as a solely individualistic pursuit, something intended to help me, to heal me, ended up helping animals and the homes they were later adopted into. Little did I know then that brushstrokes made in silence could someday create small ripples of kindness. You and I, just like Portia, are always evolving. This brings me to neuroplasticity, or the brain's ability to restructure and reorganize itself by forming new neural connections throughout life. Let's take an example from London itself. The late Dr. Eleanor Maguire, a cognitive neuroscientist at UCL, found that taxi drivers in London had a larger hippocampus, responsible for spatial memory due to memorizing the city's street grid, known as the knowledge. Her study showed that learning and experience could physically alter the structure of the adult brain. In fact, I won't be the same after returning home to India from the IPSC. Each friendship forged here, each skill acquired, will change my brain in an irreversible way. Thank you so much for being that change in my life. Oh, I'm not done yet. Thank you again. Thank you so much for being that wonderful change in my life. This change, this dynamism, was understood not just by scientists, but literary masterminds as well. As Oscar Wilde said, if you know what you want to be, then you inevitably become it. That is your punishment. But if you never know, then you can be anything. In his time, the future was unknown, but in our time, it is not just unknown, it is unknowable. So today, I don't ask you to define who you are, I ask you to embrace who you're becoming. Enjoy being while becoming. Because as they say in Hindi, सबसे खूबसूरत कहानी वही है जो आप अभी भी लिख रहे हो. The most extraordinary story you'll read is the one you're still writing. Thank you.
Okay, any hands anywhere? There's one right here.
I don't think I need the mic, but I'll take it. You said the most wonderful story you write is like the one you're currently writing. What story are you currently trying to write into your life right now?
I am so glad you asked me that question. Well, I am still writing that story. It's not the end, it's simply the beginning. So far, I'm being unbiased, the IPSC has been my favorite chapter. So the book of my life, the story of my life, is made up of these tiny chapters that will shape me into the person I am trying to become. At the same time, I am enjoying being while becoming. Thank you.
There's one at the top.
Hi, wonderful speech. I just would like to ask, how would you say do these experiences like you in COVID can change and alter your identity as a whole?
That is an absolutely interesting question, and all interesting questions deserve interesting answers. COVID changed me as a person. I gave you the example of painting, which helped me realize that I had a compassionate side to my artistic side as well. Now apply that to each and every one of you. You see, boond boond se sagar banta hai, or every single drop makes up the ocean. All of us in this room are the drops to that ocean of change. COVID changed me, but perhaps something else is waiting to change you, and it's your time to embrace it. Thank you.
Thank you. I think I can see a hand up there. Actually, I'm gonna go up there. Yeah. Yes.
I'll take it away. Thank you. Loads to think about. I really like your argument for life being really a journey and less so the destination. But isn't it really nice just to sometimes stay still? Is there an argument for just staying still?
That is beautiful. And yes, I agree, rest is underrated. It is important to stay still sometimes, but that doesn't mean we can stop progress. So I 100% advocate a beach vacation when you need one. I know all of us in this room, I hope all of us, are straight A students, and we know academic pressure can get to us multiple times, and we do need a much-deserved break. The importance is to keep going on. We should be content, but not complacent. Thank you. Very good. Thank you.